Hi guys and welcome to my channel. It's Machaela and well today we've got another pregnancy update. I am doing these monthly now, so this is from weeks 13 through week 16 at the time I am filming this. I am at the end of my week 16. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. If you're new here, I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle, and I am currently pregnant. So let's just go ahead and start in with the pregnancy symptoms. This month has been one of those months that the pregnancy itself has gone on the smoother side. However, the circumstances surrounding the pregnancy have not, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and start in with week 13. If you saw my last pregnancy update, I had a lot of bleeding going on. I had a miscarriage scare. I didn't really know what was going on, and I had a doctor's appointment and everything was okay. At the time, they could not explain exactly what was happening. So by week 13, the baby was fine. As I entered the second trimester, things were fine. Nothing crazy was happening, but still a lot of unanswered questions. However, I have in the last, well, this was in about the last week or so, I did go to my OB appointment. She ordered a ultrasound as well as a swab to make sure I didn't have any infections. There were no infections. I got an ultrasound, and finally this week I got results as to why I hadn't stopped bleeding, and the bleeding went on for almost 4 weeks, which was scary. It wasn't a lot. It was a dark brown discharge. It started off as bright red blood, but nothing too like red. It was more like pinkish red, which was still safe. From there, it really started off as deep brown, and what would happen was I would go through a spurt of blood, and then it would gradually lighten up within 2 days. By the time I hit the end of like the second day, it was more like a day and a half time period, the bleeding would stop. After that, the bleeding would start up in the middle of the night, and I would just do this cycle, and this happened for about 4 weeks. Contacted my doctor a few times. They said that was fine. They couldn't explain anything. And finally, at my last OB appointment, which was 2 weeks ago, my doctor ordered an in-depth ultrasound. So I got that. I don't have the ultrasound on hand right now. I don't have any pictures on hand right now. They're all put away. However, the results of that were, it is called, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, it's called a subcenturate placenta, like a low, it was like an impartial like separation of the placenta from the abdominal wall, which resulted in hemorrhaging. And in between that, the way they explained it to me was there was blood that was in between all of that that needed to just come out of the body, and sometimes it just takes forever. They told me not to worry about it as I bleed, to make sure I'm staying away from sex, to make sure I am not doing any heavy lifting, and really that's just kind of rule of thumb. If I don't have to lift it, don't. And because I've had this issue in this pregnancy, to not be doing that probably for the remainder of my pregnancy. We'll just keep everything light and minimal, and that's just for safety at this point, and just to rest where I can and not do anything straining to my body. Again, that's normal for pregnancy, but even more so because of this. I have my anatomy scan, which I will get in a month, so by the next pregnancy update I'll have my anatomy scan either done or getting done. I'm not probably getting done within like that week or so, but they will check again to see if that healed on its own. I believe it's common, but again, I don't know. I'd have to recheck my ultrasound. I believe from what they told me, it's pretty common. It's not unnormal, but just to be safe, if you guys are ever bleeding and this is like your first pregnancy, it's not uncommon to bleed, but it's also not something to be taken lightly. So if you are having bleeding of any kind, I would suggest talking to your OB and the nurse practitioners to make sure that everything is okay. Bleeding's not always a bad thing. It's just not something you want to overlook either. So there's that. I do have my notes on my phone again. So the craziest thing that happened to me this month while I was pregnant, very scary, is I actually got in a car accident. Totaled my car. I was hoping to have a video up by now explaining what happened in the car accident. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get to it this week, so I do plan on making a video going in depth. But what happened was I rear-ended somebody, totaled my car. Good news is I wasn't hurt. The other person was not hurt. Well, I take that back. Nobody else was hurt. I was not hurt badly. I ended up, the worst thing that happened was I walked out of it with a sprained ankle, which at the time I'm filming this, I am still healing from. And that happened about week 14, so about 2.5 weeks ago at this point. My first thought was, I hope the baby's okay. The good news is I was taken by ambulance to the hospital. The guy in the ambulance said, okay, I hear something going on, like something good, you know, like I hear what I believe is a fetal heartbeat or a placenta heartbeat, but we're not calling it good yet. By the time I did get to the hospital, I actually did feel the baby move. Once I started to calm down, once the adrenaline started to wear off a little bit, I felt the baby move, which is a huge relief. And my whole thing was, I don't care if anything's broken, I don't care if I'm hurt, I want the baby to be okay. And the baby's just fine. The seatbelt, you know, thank the Lord that the seatbelt was below my belly, below all of that, so I had no soreness from that. And praise the Lord altogether that I was just watching out for me, because by the looks of it, the car was bad. The car was really, really bad. So praise the Lord that I wasn't hurt badly, that nobody else was hurt, that everything, you know, we were able to walk away with it. I mean, I'm still fighting some soreness from the car accident, but the good news is the baby's okay, the baby's thriving, and it's exciting and happy, and, well, I mean, it's all joyous, you know, knowing that everything was okay. But I got really, really scared, because I would have, I don't know what I would have done if I would have lost the baby because of a car accident. You know, it's just, it's something that could have been prevented, and I don't know how I would have, it would have been awful knowing that that would have been my fault. But, so the good news is, other than I'm okay, everything's okay, the baby's okay, about 2 days ago, I actually felt the baby move from the outside for the first time. And for most people, I know they don't even feel the baby start to flutter till around this time of their pregnancy. Well, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people. I am one that tends to feel my babies early. And especially with this pregnancy, I felt the baby move around week 8. So I actually felt the baby move on the outside for the first time. It's not consistent enough. I felt my hand, I felt like where the baby was kind of pushing up against my belly. So it's going to be a while before other people can start to feel the baby, but at least for me, I got to feel it. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be soon before I can start sharing these moments with my husband and my other kids and my family. And I was so excited. I was over the moon thrilled with it. So I'm thrilled and I'm excited. And well, I believe that is everything from weeks 13 to 16. It was a lot this time around. And it was, you know, a lot to process. It's just, this pregnancy has actually been more difficult than my other 2 pregnancies. But again, that's just, it's a different pregnancy, it's a different time. And I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be able to have a baby, especially after going through a lot in the last year. And I'm excited, and I can't believe that we're having another baby, and it's just exciting. But anyway, here's a side view, here's a front, and another side view. And, well, that's the update. I hope you enjoyed this, and just thank you for being a part of this journey with me. And again, I would love it if you would just subscribe to my channel, be a part of this family, and just enjoy this journey with me. I will see you in the next one. God bless, and bye, guys.